Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your girl Crystal, and you're listening to Mind the Gap podcast. No housekeeping stuff. It's been a while since I recorded, so I'm actually a little nervous for whatever reason. And I also got a new mic, so something I'm testing out. Hopefully, it works well. This is my first trial with the mic. Let's see what happens. But, anyways, guys, again, hope you're having a great day. On today's episode, I'm going to talk about my journey on 75 Hard. And if you guys have listened to the first 75 Hard episode that I dropped, you know that I was around, believe at the time of that episode, I was around like day 27 or something like that. And I failed that round, which is why I didn't drop an update episode after that, because I failed. And I didn't want to come up here and update you guys and just be like, oh yeah, I failed and I didn't even try again. But I got great news. My fifth attempt, I finally completed the fucking program. And I want to do a whole episode about it because there were a lot of things this fifth time around that I did differently, that I didn't do those first four times, that allowed me to complete the program and allowed me to get the full benefits of the program, right? Because, I mean, if you guys have listened to the other shows where I briefly touch on 75 Hard and tell you guys the critical tasks and things like that, 75 Hard is not meant to be a fitness program. Not at all. It's meant to be a mental toughness program. And I always thought I was mentally tough, like dead ass. I always thought that because of the shit that I've been through, you know, if you guys listen to my Anchors episode, all the shit that I've been through, you know, like I thought that I didn't really need this program. And there was those like subconscious beliefs that I had whenever I tried to attempt the program. And I feel like that's one of those things that held me back, that I didn't really realize until the fifth time around, right? Because the first four times I'm telling myself like, hey, this program is a mental toughness program, but you're already mentally tough. So like, how much more mentally tough can you get? And again, subconsciously, it wasn't something that I thought about every day, but it was in my subconscious. And so I feel like that had a lot to do with why I didn't complete the program those first four times. And obviously, you know, there were other things the first four times that happened. For example, like the first time I tried to complete 75 Hard was a shit show. I think I got to like, I don't know. I think I got to like day 3. And on day 3, I literally was like, fuck it, like this is insane, like I don't want to do this, right? It was something completely crazy because one, I never drank a gallon of water ever in a day, like ever. I don't think I ever did that in my life, which is crazy now to think about. So the water definitely got to me. I was peeing like every 20 minutes, which for me, I'm like, bro, I can't get shit done. And at the time I was doing outside sales. And so imagine me in Vegas doing outside sales. It's hot as fuck outside. This was during the summertime. And I'm doing this program, basically in my mind at the time, killing myself. And I'm drinking this water and I have to stop at a McDonald's every fucking 20 minutes to use the restroom. Like, it made my day impossible. Or at least I thought so at the time, right? Like, this was the mindset I had at the time. So the first time I quit a few days in, honestly, for stupid reasons. And the second time, I told myself that, you know, because I quit prematurely the last round, that this time would be different. And the second time, I got 33 days in. And I was working 2 jobs at the time, and I was so tired that I just quit. Like, I remember working one Saturday at my second job, and I'm doing my job. And as I'm doing my job, I'm like, bro, like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. I'm fucking tired. Like, this is really killing me. And I gave myself every excuse in the book as to why I was justified to quit the program. So I quit the program second time around, and I felt like shit, honestly. Like, the first time I couldn't get it, I was 3 days in. The second time I felt a little bit better because I at least got 33 days in, but I still quit because I was tired. So that kept eating at me and eating at me and eating at me. And y'all know I love Andy Frisella, right? Like, I look up to him. He's one of the attractive characters in my life. And by attractive characters, I mean, like, he's somebody that I aspire to be, right? I aspire to be as real as he is, as honest as he is, as kind as he is, as giving as he is. and just as badass as he is, because he's a regular human being like we all are, but he's done some incredible shit, and he gives back to the community. He genuinely cares about people, and he's just a great dude overall. So I look up to him a lot. And so I was listening to his podcast, obviously, throughout the first time I did 75 hard, throughout the second time I did 75 hard. And he would say oftentimes, like, if you don't complete the program once, twice, 3 times, like, the program's not for you. Just stop. Just don't do it. You know, like, he legit said that. And so in my mind, I'm like, fuck, I didn't complete it the first time or the second time. And the second time I said I was fucking tired. That's why I quit the program, essentially. Like, nothing happened. I just quit. And that kept eating at me. So I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm going to go a third time. And the third time was absolutely terrible because I quit 2 or 4 days in because I wasn't feeling it. Then the fourth time, I was like, okay, no more. Like, for real, no fucking more. Like, I need to know what you're capable of, Crystal. Like, and I told myself that. I'm like, I need to know what you're capable of. I need you to complete this fucking program. Like, I see all these people on social media complete this program. People who were big as fuck. I'm talking about over 300 pounds, lost a shit ton of weight and have abs and shit within 75 days. And then my ass, I'm fucking sitting here not doing shit. And this was literally the conversation I had in my mind, right? So the fourth time I was like, no, that's it. No more. I'm going to complete this program by all means. And the fourth time, it was a little bit easier than the past 3 because I kind of trained myself and knew what not to do, right? Because I failed those 3 times before. I was like, okay, even though you're tired, you're going to keep going. Okay, water's an issue. Guess what? Get at least half a gallon in before 12 p.m., right? And then it'll be easy for me to pace myself with the water for the remainder of the day. And I would also plan, like, okay, if I'm going out today to do sales, this is how I'm going to plan my route to make sure if a bitch has to pee, I can stop and still make it to my next appointment on time, right? So I'm planning all of these things ahead that I never thought to do those 3 previous times when I failed. And y'all can't believe what the fuck happened to me the fourth time. So the fourth time that I tried to complete 75 hard, on day 64, I kid you fucking not, on day 64, I got a stomach flu and I couldn't keep anything down. Like, I was throwing up. I literally woke up. It was on a Friday too. I'll never forget that shit because I was so mad. Like, I woke up, felt like shit, like real nauseous. It was like 3 a.m. I'm like, damn, I don't know what's going on with me. And I was just throwing up. And I tried to drink water, tried to drink ginger ale. I was throwing that up immediately. I couldn't keep anything down. I even grabbed the First Form hydration stick, which is meant to replenish your electrolytes and improve recovery and things like that. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to just put that in some water, see if that helps. Threw that up. I tried to eat crackers, bread, you name it, like all the remedies. Kept throwing it up. I could not keep it down. So even though I could have went to go do like 2 45-minute walks, 1 outdoors, well, probably 2 outdoors, while I was sick, I couldn't fucking keep the water down. It just kept coming up and I felt like shit. So by default, day 64 on the 4th round, I failed again. And it wasn't even my fault necessarily. So I was pissed. Like, after the 4th time, I went into a dark space. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, bro, I did everything you could fucking imagine to make sure this 4th time I did not fail, and I fucking got sick, which happens, right? It happens. But because I had already failed 3 times before, that 4th time really got to me. Like, it really did. I ended up feeling like shit. I was telling myself negative things. I didn't really believe in myself, and I told myself that even if I did everything I possibly could to complete this program, something was going to get in the way. Whether it was myself or whether it was a fucking sickness like that happened the 4th time. And so I never attempted to do it again because I was like, bro, maybe this isn't for me. Right? Because I kept hearing Andy in the back of my head too. Like, you know, if you don't complete the program, it's not for you. Like, you know, if you can't overcome your bitch voice, you probably never will, and things like that. And Andy's hardcore. Like, he doesn't mean it in a bad way when he says that. But I think that he means it in a way that, like, if you're attempting this program over and over and over again and you're still failing, then it probably isn't for you. So like, don't keep disappointing yourself by trying to do something that isn't meant for you. And people will interpret that however they will. But at the time, because again, I had failed 3 times before, and then that fourth time I got sick and failed by default, like that hit me really hard, like in a bad negative way. And not to shit on Andy at all, but just to tell you where my mindset was that fourth time that I failed, right? So let's transition into this fifth round that I actually completed. It's funny because I was actually at a paintball. I was at a paintball venue, an outdoor paintball venue, because we were celebrating my Uncle Josh's birthday. And I was with my other Uncle Vic, family friend DC, Cindy, my Aunt Darian, and we were all, doing paintball, chilling, having a great time. And when in between breaks, they were talking about 75 hard and how they're completing 75 hard, because at the time, Cindy and DC, they're married, by the way. They were doing 75 hard. And so they were talking about it, and they were like, you got to do it. And my Uncle Josh was like, you got to complete the program. And he kept pushing me, and telling me and encouraging me to finish the program. But because again, I was in that mental, like, just dark place, I was so scared to attempt it again. Because if I attempted it again and I failed, I feel like that would have put me in a really, really bad spot mentally. And so it was just that fear that held me back from completing the program. And I really feel like it was divine timing, because as we were talking about Cindy and DC doing the program, I'm scrolling on Instagram and I come across Emily Frisella's story. And that same day, Emily and Andy and DJ did a podcast about Andy's experience with 75 hard and how he created the program, why he created the program, how the program has helped him tremendously in his life. And at the end of that podcast, he announced a contest, which Emily posted on her story that I saw. And the contest was from August 28th to November 11th, 75 days. If you join Andy and DJ and Emily on the journey to do 75 hard between August 28th and November 11th, you'll get a chance, and you document your journey, right, extremely well, and you tag DJ, Andy, and Emily on social media just about your progress during the 75 hard journey. You'll get a guy and a girl will get a chance to win an all expenses paid trip to St. Louis. You'll get to have a 75 hard workout with Andy. You'll get to go to dinner with the dream team, in my opinion, which is Andy, Emily, and DJ. And you'll get to be on Andy's Real AF podcast to share your 75 hard story. And I'm like, yo, that sounds incredible. Like, I'm trying to do that, right? Like, I want in. And literally right then and there, sitting there in the paintball venue, my uncle's wife, Darian, she looks at me and she's like, we should do it. I'm like, shit, I'm down. If you're down, I'm down. So backstory about my Aunt Darian, she also has failed 75 hard multiple times. So for us as failures to look at each other and be like, yo, we're going to do this competition, wild to me. But anyways, we did it, and we decided right then and there. And her and I would meet up literally early as shit in the morning before I had to start work, before my cousins, her kids, would get up in the morning for school. And we would go do our outdoor workout. We would walk together for 45 minutes. And it was like an accountability partner, and it felt great. Plus, we don't really get to spend that much time together. So it was really cool to have that experience with her and to have her back and her have my back during the beginning of the fifth round of 75 hard in that journey for me. And so a big part of my why, right? Because they say you need a strong why as to why you do anything in life. Because if you don't have a strong why, then whenever things go to shit, or if you're having a bad day, or just anything, like if you don't have a strong why as to why you should keep going, then you're gonna fail. You're gonna stop. You're gonna quit. And so I never had a strong enough why the other 3 times, right? Before the fourth round, I never had a strong enough why to complete the program. And then the fourth time, my why was me. I was like, I have to prove this to me, to myself, and I failed. And so the fifth time, it was the contest for like half of the program. It was the contest. I was like, I'm not gonna miss out on this opportunity. Plus, I made it a point to tag Andy, Emily, and DJ on all of my workouts and my posts from the beginning of the program so that they're holding me accountable. Right? So I'm already tagging them. Emily would reply to my stories and give me words of encouragement, which thank you so much, Emily, if you ever listen to this episode. I doubt it. But anyways, thank you so much for that because it really did help me a lot and it kept me going. And part of that too is that I know she's seeing it. I know she's seeing the tags because she's responding. So if I just stop tagging, right? If I end up failing and stop tagging, she's going to know. That shit kept me going. I was like, yo, I cannot fail. I don't give a fuck if I get sick. I don't care what happens. I'm going to complete this motherfucking program. So that was the biggest why for me and what kept me going and what kept me motivated during the first half of the program. And there were a lot of things that happened, that during the program. Like I went on multiple trips out of state. I had to work a lot. I was going through a work transition where I was moving up in the company that I work for. So I ended up becoming a manager during 75 Hard, which is great, but also very stressful because like now I have added responsibilities. I have a whole bunch of eyes on me. I don't just have my boss's eyes on me. I have the executive staff's eyes on me because now I'm going up to their level. You know what I mean? And so I really had to be on my P's and Q's. But being on 75 Hard keeps you on your P's and Q's. Like I was crushing it. I was killing it at work. And I still am because of the program. Like I really do say it was because of the program because it kept me disciplined. It kept me focused. It kept me motivated. And even when I wasn't motivated, guess what? I had that added discipline to make sure that whatever it is I had to do was going to get done no matter what. Doesn't matter how you feel. Doesn't matter how you woke up that day. Doesn't matter if you had an argument with your spouse or your partner. None of that shit matters. You still have to execute. If we did shit based off of how we felt, if a lot of successful people did shit because they felt good, nobody in the world will be successful because you don't feel good all the time. That's just unrealistic. And that's another really important thing that 75 Hard taught me. And again, just going back, that the contest was my why for half of the program. And then the second half of the program was a wild transition because I had a mental breakdown at work with all of the added responsibilities with, at the time I was not feeling the best mentally or even physically. Like I was doing my very best. I was, making sure I met my protein goals. I was making sure I was following my diet. I was making sure that I was working out, drinking my water, like everything, reading my 10 pages every day. And I just felt overwhelmed. When you just do so much and so many good things are happening to you and for you, and then you just get this wave of overwhelmness, like that was me. And I had to let it out. I had to release it. And part of the frustration that I had that day that I had the breakdown was, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I trying to prove shit to other people? Right? My why. That was my why for the very first half of the program. And then I sat down and I thought about it for a couple minutes and I'm like, I'm not trying to prove myself to somebody else. I'm not trying to prove myself to Andy, Emily, or DJ. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to prove something to me. Because I'm the one that failed 4 times before. I'm the one that quit because I wasn't feeling it or because I was tired. That's why I'm doing this. And then I had to remind myself again how I just told y'all, nobody that is successful in the fucking world has done or done the incredible shit that they've done or have been successful based off of their feelings when they felt good to do the incredible things that they accomplished. So I'm like, hey, this is normal. Me feeling this way is normal. Me feeling overwhelmed is normal. If I didn't feel overwhelmed, that's a bad sign. But it's a good sign that I feel this way because that means I'm getting out of my comfort zone. That means that I'm pushing myself. That means I'm breaking barriers within myself. And literally, it was just an incredible transition that I had mentally. And everything changed from then on out. My attitude and everything towards the program changed. I was actually looking for things that made me uncomfortable. I was looking for things that weren't easy for me to do, just to keep pushing myself, right? To keep pushing that needle and pushing that boundary to see how far I could go. And I'm telling you now, like, Crystal 6 months ago would have never done that. 75 days doesn't seem like a long time to change your life around, but for me, it did. 100% it did. And once the focus changed from, okay, I want to win this contest, to no, I want to win the battle within myself. I want to overcome the bitch voice within myself. Bro, things were so different. Like, I was doing workouts, I was working hard, I was working late. I would come home, work on the podcast, do interviews, things like that. I wouldn't get home during the week. I would get up at 4:30 a.m. most days. Wouldn't get home till like almost 9 p.m. some days. And usually before that would piss me off. I'm like, damn, my whole day I'm out. I'm not even home. I can't even chill. Like, I pay hella rent in Vegas. Can't even chill in my house. Can't even see my dogs. Can't even really spend time with my girlfriend. Like, this was the shit that I would tell myself back then. But once I had that transition and that switch, I was like, yo, I was out doing what the fuck I had to do. I emptied the tank that day. And that's what's going to separate me from everybody else. Because everybody else wants to get home at a decent time so they can chill, right? So they can smoke weed, so they can play video games, so they can just chill, after a long day at work. Which, if that's you, totally cool. I understand that. But for me personally, that's not what I wanted. And I didn't realize that until completing 75 hard. I'm like, I don't just want a mediocre life or a simple life where I come home or I work hard for somebody else all damn day. I come home and I don't give to me. I don't give to my future. I don't give to my future family's future. And once I started thinking about it that way, it made, again, everything else just super easy. Like, or not easy, I'm sorry. It was hard, but it made everything else simple. It made everything else real simple. Like, I was actually happy when I got home late because I'm like, yo, I emptied the tank today. And if I got home early, guess what? I'm spending time and still building a relationship with my partner, with my dogs, doing the shit that I had to do at home and make sure everybody was taken care of here. And also, I have family that live on the East Coast, so they're 3 hours ahead of me. So that means when I get off at 5, it's 8 o'clock over there. And when I get off, or when I get out of the gym and it's like 6:30, it's 9:30 p.m. over there. So I have to call my sister, call my nephew, call my mom before they're going to bed just to have any kind of interaction with them, because during the day while I'm at work, it's impossible. There will be days I wouldn't even take lunches, right? Officially, I would be eating at my desk because shit got to get done, right? So it was a lot, and I'm grateful I went through that experience. I'm grateful that I was able to push through and complete 75 hard. And it was so crazy because on day 76, after I completed the program, I still didn't feel like I completed anything. Like, I didn't feel fulfilled. Even now, I don't feel fulfilled or feel like I accomplished this great feat. I dead ass feel like I'm just now getting started. And there's a lot more that I can unlock within myself. And I'm pushing for that every single day. Like, whether it's with the podcast, whether it's with my coaching group, the free collective that I joined, whether it's with all the ambassador programs that I'm involved in or the affiliate programs I'm involved in, like, I'm taking it more seriously. And with all the chaos and all the bullshit that's going on in the world, like, it's easy to just want to shut everything off and not live your life and not see what's going on and not participate. But I'm telling you, man, like, we have to participate. We have to look out for one another. We have to be united as a community, because if we're not united, that's their win. And by they, I mean the corrupt motherfuckers who want to destroy all of us, essentially. Not just Americans, but the world. And I'll get into that in a later episode. But if you guys are loyal listeners and you're listening to the show, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So with all the shit going on in the world, yeah, it's easy to just be like, bro, this shit's hard, and wanting to give up and wanting to feel overwhelmed. Like, don't feel bad if you feel that way. Dead ass. Like, don't feel bad if you feel that way. That's a normal feeling. You're feeling human emotions right now. We didn't ask to be born during this time, during this chaos, but guess what? We're here. we're here and we can't do anything about that. So what can we do? Right? Control what you can control. And all the other shit that's uncontrollable, you know what you can do? You can control your attitude towards it. You can control how you let it affect you. You can control what lessons you learn from the uncontrollable. So just a different perspective change is all you need to really push forward in a positive way. And 75 Hard has taught me so fucking much about what I just spoke about right now, a few seconds ago. I'm so grateful for the program. I'm so grateful for Andy, for Emily, for DJ, especially DJ, what you do every day, going on the show. You know, a black man to be on a show where you're talking about conservative values and a lot of stuff that's not acceptable in the black community, the stuff that DJ and Andy talk about on the show, it's hard. You know, and he talks about where he's gotten threats and, you know, people have showed up to HQ and, you know, just being fucking crazy and shit. And like, I'm sure that's hard to deal with. So DJ, I also appreciate you for putting yourself out there like that, you know, because you're waking up the black community. You're doing your part. And Andy has been doing his part and continues to do his part. And Emily and everybody there at HQ, like, I just really appreciate all of you guys, because without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to complete the 75 Hard journey, and I wouldn't be able to excel in life the way I have, honestly, especially during this time of chaos, because I know most people, they would have gave up. And guess what? That would have been okay, in my opinion, because shit's fucking hard out here, man. We're not all fucking Superman. We can't all do this shit. But if you guys do the program, if you do it correctly, I promise you, you will feel more empowered. You will feel more confident. You will feel more disciplined instead of motivated and focused on feelings. You'll feel a lot better about the role you play in this world and getting us back on track and getting us to be in a more positive place than we have been. Because I'm telling you right now, if we all go all in, if we all buy into this idea that if we're all personally excellent in every area of our lives, these people can't fuck with us. And Andy said this first, but I'm going to say it in my own way and say it again and say it to my audience, because I need y'all to know. We all need to buy into the idea that we're all equal. We're all united. People, these corrupt people want to divide us. So they choose issues like abortions, like gay rights, like the trans debate, and all this shit that really does not fucking matter at the end of the day. And they use those topics to divide us. And we're taking it in and we're fucking eating at their feet. We don't realize, because again, all the shit that's going on in the world, we're too busy trying to survive. We don't realize their plan and what they're trying to do to us as a society. But I bet you right now, if you go out on the street and you actually have a conversation with somebody, they're cool as fuck. Whether they're white, black, Asian, brown, don't matter. They're cool people. People are just people. But you got the media telling you different. You got fucking all these social media influencers telling you different. You got the mass media trying to show you different. Oh, that people are racist and people are mean. People are thieves. They're stealers. Yeah, we have people like that in society. But majority of the people in the world, not just in America, but in the world, majority of people are good people. So don't forget that. Don't let these people fucking get into your mind and make you think that the world is this evil and corrupt place. No, there's evil that exists here. There's corruption that exists here, but it's not everything. We, the people, have the power. I need y'all to understand that. We have the fucking power. And I'll go more in depth, obviously, in later episodes, because it's not supposed to be a political episode, but still had to throw that in there. But yeah, guys, this last journey of 75 Hard was amazing. I got a lot out of it. I am proud of myself for completing the program. I plan on doing it again multiple times, and I will not fail. I promise you that I will not fail. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a great day. If you guys have any questions about 75 Hard, please reach out to me. I would love to get you guys started. I'll even do it with you if you're down and if you're serious, because I know I'm going to complete the program. So if you fail and have to start over, I ain't starting over with you, bro. So yeah, come correct the first time, but definitely reach out to me. Let me know. Also, I would recommend going to listen to Andy's Real AF podcast. I believe when he spoke about 75 Hard, it might have been the MFCEO project, which was another podcast he had prior to Relayev. I have to double check my facts there, but I'll do that, and I'll leave the link for that episode on his show that talks all about 75 Hard, what it is, where you can get it for free and things like that, and where you can get his book as well. So the book is not required. It just goes into way more details about 75 Hard. So if you're someone who needs all of those extra details and wants to make sure you're hitting it, every single thing that you have to do to the T, I recommend getting the book. It's very inexpensive. Plus, you'll be supporting a great man and his family. So I'll leave that link as well in the description. But again, guys, thank you. Have a great day. Love you.